Shire or Tolkien mythology gives us a powerful way to understand the debate around artificial intelligence, especially in light of the recent encyclical letter Magnifica Humanitas, published by Pope Leo XIV on AI, technology, and the future of humanity, on which he quoted the Lord of the Rings. The central concern of the Pope is that technology must serve the human being. It cannot become a force that reduces man to a tool, an instrument of machines, corporations, governments, or powerful people who control those machines. This is not a new problem, but today, with AI, algorithms, social media, surveillance, personalized propaganda, and data control, this power becomes even more precise. Technology can shape how we think, what we desire, what we fear, and even how we understand human life. And that is where Tolkien becomes so useful. The corruption of technology in The Lord of the Rings appears most clearly through Saruman, that begins as someone with a noble mission, leader of the wizard, meant to serve the good. But he forgets who he is, and deluded by dark forces, he begins to desire power for himself, believes he can use evil, coexist with it, manipulate it, and turn it toward his own goals. But as we also showed in other video on Faramir, Boromir and Denethor, evil always corrupts the one who tries to master it. Saruman's fall is also technological. He tears down the trees around Isengard and turns the natural world into an industrial machine. Besides industry negative effects, that speaks very directly to AI and transhumanism in our time. Just as Saruman gives life to stronger, news orcs, trying to reshape creation according to his own will, some people nowadays dream of remaking the human being, inserting chips, redesigning nature, surpassing the limits of the body, creating something supposedly stronger and more efficient. To this, Tolkien again warns us, when man tries to replace creation with domination, the result is not glory, but deformation. Mordor and Saruman's Isengard look so ugly precisely because they are worlds where power has replaced beauty, and control has replaced harmony. The same danger appears in the Palantir, a tool that allows someone to see far away, almost like a communication device, a surveillance system, even a technological portal, and a symbolism that became even more interesting because Peter Thiel named his company, deeply connected to data, surveillance, defense, and AI, with this same name. But in the Middle-earth, the Palantir is dangerous precisely because it does not show neutral truth. It works as an instrument of evil that manipulates, isolates, and overwhelms the mind, giving Denethor images of the enemy's power until he loses hope and helping to corrupt Saruman, exposing the user to Sauron's influence. It is a perfect symbol for the technological danger of our age. A machine that claims to show reality may actually shape reality. A tool that promises protection may create control. As Pope Leo warned, when decisions about human life and military conflicts begin to depend on machines, algorithms, and AI systems, we are facing a deep problem, because human beings are not data points and a person cannot be reduced to efficiency, prediction, profit, or strategic calculation. Tolkien's answer to this problem is not some shallow environmentalism, with trees turning against Saruman in a utopian way. As Gandalf and the way magic is portrayed symbolizes, by not doing of wizardry something extensive such as in Harry Potter, for example, the real answer is harmony. Instead of flying brooms and launching big and colorful magic spells for absolutely everything, Gandalf does not dominate nature and does not constantly manipulate the world. He lives within the order of creation, with a power that is restrained, humble, and directed towards service. In other words, technology, power, and authority can exist, but they must remain ordered toward the human person, creation, virtue, and God, who created and rules over all things. The same is true of Aragorn, future King Elisar. Power is not evil in itself, and a king can be good and noble if he governs as a servant, not as someone seeking glory and power for himself. But Tolkien's deepest answer comes through the Hobbits, since the ring is not providentially destroyed through the journey of the powerful, but rather, by small, ordinary people. The Hobbits live in the Shire, a place of local life, small communities, simple joys, food, friendship, family, gardens, and ordinary work. And that matters because the Shire is Tolkien's image of a healthy society, inspired precisely by the social doctrine of the Church, that Pope Leo invoked in his encyclical, not a centralized bureaucratic machine or a gigantic technocratic empire where profit, performance, and technical mastery are the only things that matter, but a local community where people can live human lives. A place where power is limited, small, ordinary, simple life still matters, and the person is not swallowed by the machine. And maybe that is the real lesson for us today. We do not defeat the ring and resist technological domination by becoming Sauron or building a new Tower of Babel, but by living well where we are. In our homes, families, communities, and our work. In the little Shire that was entrusted to us. Of course, the Shire also needs protection. Aragorn protects its borders, so this is not again a naive utopia, since a good society needs strength, order, and defense. But that strength must serve life, not dominate it. From his mythology and life's work, joining forces with Pope Leo and the Christians, Tolkien gives us a very clear warning: do not let the machine become your master. Do not let efficiency replace dignity, and do not let power replace wisdom. The world is not saved only by the great and powerful, but by ordinary people who remain faithful in the place they were given. Because in the end, as the Pope reminded in his quote on Tolkien, we are not called to control all the tides of the world, but only to cleanse the fields we know, so that those who come after us may inherit cleaner earth. Right where you work, where your aspirations and your affections are, that is where we must seek sanctity, in the midst of the most material things of the earth, serving God and all humankind. Heaven and earth seem to merge on the horizon, but where they really meet is in your hearts, when you strive for holiness in your everyday lives.